WandaVision. So in the first episode, we're thrown right into Wanda and Vision's story, structured and filmed like a 1950s sitcom. Initially, it was just like, what is this? The jokes aren't really that funny, it's sort of corny, it's a little bit confusing. At this point, the last time we saw Wanda was in Endgame, and she helped out in the battle for the universe on Earth. She was present at Tony Stark's funeral, and that's it. The last time we saw Vision was in Infinity War, when Thanos brutally ripped the Mind Stone right out of his head. He was partially referenced in Endgame, and that's it. Now we're in this new setting and we know nothing. But it's all good, of course. I'm gonna give this a fair chance. I'm a huge MCU nerd, so it's probably gonna be good. To see the MCU attempt a sitcom is refreshing. So I was waiting for the show to pick up and remind me that it's taking place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I didn't think the writing was all that gripping, at least in the first episode. Although there was that moment at the dinner table where it's almost as if Wanda and Vision both had a moment of clarity, where they're wondering why they're here, which to the audience, it's a way of portraying what we're all thinking. Why Wanda and Vision are in this setting. The final scene does give us a sneak peek at what's happening overall. Someone from the current time period is watching Wanda and Vision in this setting, but we don't know who. Now, I like Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany as Wanda and Vision respectively. Kathryn Hahn is the better part of the show thus far. She's very entertaining. However, despite the final scene, I do think that the setup could have done a better job at selling us about this idea, WandaVision. The blending of old and new with Wanda and Vision's powers and the 1950s setting is interesting, and it works in moments. There are many moments that remind me of classic sitcom tropes like the laugh track or the one-liners, but is the show any good thus far? From the first episode, I'd say it's okay. I wasn't really hooked on it as much as I wanted to be, but I was like, all right, it's the first episode, it's probably gonna pick up, let me just give it a chance. And the show does pick up a bit in episode 2, and I'm happy about that. From this episode, it's clear to me that the sitcom setting is only a front. Wanda and Vision have appeared in this setting as part of a larger plan. Vision hovers in front of a crowd and Wanda lifts a piano with ease. Wanda hears strange voices and static over a nearby radio, and earlier is shocked to find a red and yellow toy helicopter, Vision's colors coincidentally, since she perceives everything in black and white. Then the world around Vision and Wanda becomes colorful. Because we get a glimpse of this show being part of a larger overall plan, I want this show to come into its own and not just be a sitcom anymore. I know that sort of sounds grumpy, but I do find the show entertaining. It's just that the show is clearly leading to something bigger, and so it's as if the show wants you to grow tired of the sitcom setting almost. There are many moments in the second episode where Wanda and Vision begin to suspect that they're in a setting that they're not supposed to be in. At this point, I was definitely a fan of the show, mainly because of my immense respect and love for the MCU. Then we get episode 3. So now we see Monica Rambeau. Now she was in episode 2, but she's more prominent in the third. At first I merely recognized her, but didn't know where from. Then I thought of the painfully mediocre and forgettable Captain Marvel and connected the dots. Is she involved with this show because she's working with whoever has Wanda and Vision in this strange sitcom setting, or perhaps she's infiltrating the setting they're in to help them get out? I'm not sure, but I do love Rambeau's presence in the show. It reminds me of the continuity staple of the MCU. At the end of episode 2, Wanda was pregnant, and now in episode 3 she gives birth to twin boys. Also by episode 3, Wanda and Vision are appearing gradually more modern than they appeared in the 1950s, physically. The complaints I had for episode 1 were sort of fixed by episode 3. I wanted more insight on why Wanda and Vision have found themselves in this scenario, and things are getting weirder, so I'm intrigued. I mean, Wanda is literally talking to Monica Rambeau, and then a big-ass stork starts flapping its wings and proceeding to bite Monica's pants. Yeah. Kathryn Hahn's character is clearly up to something shady based on this episode. She might even be a villain. I know WandaVision has been out for about a month now, and I'm not watching any spoiler videos on YouTube or anything because I want to be surprised. We do get insight into the past with episode 3. Monica Rambeau mentions Ultron, the first and last time we saw Pietro, Wanda's late brother, and Wanda even mentions Pietro. Now that Marvel has access to the X-Men, perhaps they'll return. When Monica mentions Ultron, Wanda almost has an epiphany, but she can't quite put things together just yet. At this point, the show is picking up, and by episode 4, we might even see some familiar characters. So that was episodes 1 through 3. So far, I really like this show. Again, I wasn't super gripped at the beginning in the first episode, but by the third, I was like, all right, it's picking up. We're getting into the next stage in Marvel and their cinematic universe, or just their shared universe in general. What did you guys think about these first 3 episodes? I know they've been out for a while, but work with me here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'd be more than appreciative if you did. Have a great day, and we'll see y'all next week. Take care, everybody. Stay safe.